Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jim Moran, and today we're going to try to figure out what in the world is Endzone, a world apart. It is yet another city builder in the never-ending but not very satisfying on the same token city building genre. This one is interesting. It does bring a few new things to the table, and it's quite extensive as well. It recently just came out of early access, I think it was last week or this week. And I decided to purchase it. It's at a huge discount right now, and pretty much everywhere that it's sold, even Steam, Humble Bundle. If you have the monthly access 20% discount, you can even get a better discount. So, what is Endzone World Apart? It is developed by Gently Mad Studios and published by Assemble Entertainment, and I'm guessing Whisper Games handles the Chinese distribution of the game, something like this. I haven't double checked on that. Don't take my word for it. But before everything, we're gonna check out the options here. We have some graphics options, and you can go on the resolution ultra wide. It works perfectly fine. I did play this game, I believe, about a year ago when it was still in early access, and it was just not ready. Not a lot has changed from what I can remember, but it was a year ago, so I'm not gonna judge my faint memory of the game from back then. 120 hertz, although at my options right now it's kind of capped at 60 in the game, which is kind of weird. I almost thought there was a 60 frame limiter in the game, which doesn't appear to be the case. You got borderless window and windowed and all that, full screen, which is good. Maximum frame rates. I do have it on unlimited because it's either 60, 48, or 30. I don't know why 48. That's kind of weird. But if you have it on unlimited, you can't change the refresh rate of your resolution. So these should go hand to hand. Really, I don't know why there's two different. It's kind of redundant, but it's there. We're not gonna cry about it. It's better to have it than not have it. I'll tell you that much. Vsync is off because I use G-Sync. Clouds on and off, shadow quality high, texture quality, grass quality, level of detail, ambient occlusion, and anisotropic filtering. I didn't notice any depth of field, at least none that bothered me, and I didn't notice any motion blur or whatever, so those are missing. Now I didn't notice any post effects either that I would be mad about. There appears to be some type of vignette, but I didn't see any chromatic aberration or anything like that. So if it's not there, or if depth of field is not there and all that stuff, that's good. If it is there, I didn't notice it, and if I do notice it, I would like it to be able to be turned off. You got audio, you have the master volume, and you have separate sliders for everything else, which is nice, which is really nice. And you have autosave interval, whatever you want to pronounce it. Activator. Oh, I didn't have autosave on this whole time. That's crazy dangerous. I played for hours without actually having autosave on, and I didn't save all the time, so that would have been dramatic. So you can increase the maximum autosave slots to up to 5 in 15 minutes or every 90 minutes. I have it on 15 minutes, although I haven't been using it, obviously. Radiation effect on and off, camera animations on and off, show building tool tip in game world, and highlight building in construction mode. Those are always useful to have. And large mouse cursor. You can either have a really small one or a large one. It's not that much different. I wish they would give us 3 sizes, maybe. Cursor mode restriction, scaling 100%, color scheme 1, 2 if you have color blindness and all that stuff, which is pretty cool. And then you can rebind the controls, but honestly all I used was R and WASD keys to change the camera. So that's all there is on the options. Now I'm going to continue because I just beat the campaign, the tutorial, and I have some relatively large bones to pick with the tutorial. So this is my base with the tutorial. And the tutorial does an excellent job of describing everything, but it does have one flaw, and that is everything is locked until you get to it or you research it. So I got to the very end of the tutorial, towards the very end of the tutorial, which is unlocking the forum here, and I almost lost the game. I basically had to fire up Wiimod and disable radiation, increase the happiness and fertility of my people, because I had nearly 250 people in my settlement, and my radiation was off the charts. So radiation in this game, it plays a massive role, because you basically live in a post-apocalyptic world, and you try to survive, you try to fend off the radiation. What I don't really understand, what doesn't really make sense to me, is how come radiation is such a problem afterwards, after we leave the end zone. End zone is pretty much, from what I'm understanding, is the settlement that they were in, so they left to make another settlement. But if there was a necessity for Endzone to be created, right, there must have been radiation all over the place. So when you first start the game, there's no radiation. I know it's a dumb thing to kind of nitpick about, but it's there. It kind of doesn't really make sense, but that is the main problem I have with the story, which, I mean, it's a small problem. You can overlook it. That's not a big deal. But before I get to whatever the game is, I do want to stress out the tutorial is really flawed, because of course it really helped with finding out everything about the game, except one major thing: the mining of iodine. Because if I knew to research for iodine, then I would have been able to produce iodine tablets in my medical facility in order to treat radiation on my villagers. I didn't do that because I didn't know. The tutorial never went over it. It does go over the research station, but that is so far down the line in the tutorial. Well, at that point, everybody's already infected with radiation, and you can filter out the water with charcoal. Charcoal is very important in this game. You do have to mine it in order to filter everything out, which it does not quite work that way. But I get what they're going for. Water is very important. Food, you're gonna have ample food, so don't even worry about food. You're never gonna run out of food, which is ridiculous. The map is not too large, but I mean, exploring the whole thing is gonna take a significant amount of time. But everything is centered around the base building, which is the mounted bus. The tutorial is amazing. Again, it's amazing on some things, but the fact that it locks everything out. I mean, on the community, the pub is locked during the tutorial, which makes absolutely no sense. And my villagers' happiness was running low because everyone was dying left and right, and the fertility goes down and basically gets eliminated when they're all infected with radiation. You have to treat the radiation in order to let them be fertile again, so that they can reproduce and keep the community going. The more you play through the game, the more radiation is going to be a problem. So this is after I kind of saved everything by enabling the Wiimod mods to eliminate all those things. It kind of helped me survive. I was down to 4 villagers, so I had to wait for them to get cured, reproduce, and pretty much get everything going again. So that was very stressful. So again, that would not have happened if the tutorial had allowed me to unlock the research station, or unlock it early. Let the player know about the severity of radiation, because it does a good job of teaching you, yeah, you have to have the water filters on, and you have to have a decontamination post in order to decontaminate eligible devices in this eligible buildings in the area that you have selected. But that's not enough. You do have to build a second one, because of course you can't actually handle everything with one of them. So as you can see, one thing I really love about this game is the forester lodge, for example. You can cut down and reforest the trees. This button right here, change field of work, you can change where your people work, which is good. It's a really nice feature. I wish more base building games did that. It's a really nice feature. And then you have the scrap yards, which sends out people to collect scrap. This is incredibly important because scrap is the end-all be-all. Once scrap eliminates itself from the field, if you don't have alternatives such as mining, you're gonna be fucked, because you do need the scrap. What you do with scrap? Well, you build recyclers, and recyclers can sort through the scrap to find either cloth, metal, plastic, or electronics. Have at least 2 or more. In this case, I have 4 of them, looking for cloth, because cloth can be used by the tailor shop. The tailor shop makes... Why are there no tailors working? The tailor shop makes neck scarves, which protect a little bit from low level radiation, activated carbon mask, which are medium level radiation, and then radiation suits, which are the higher end ones for the high level of radiation. This is going to fuck you. This is going to kick your ass. What I like about this game, as a parenthesis right here, is when you click the Tailor store, it opens up the menu for the rest of them, so you can easily find them. So for the recycler, for example, it does the same thing, which is really nice. I'm gonna still have this in the cloth. So as you can see, I was running out of cloth all the time. Most of my villagers did not have any radiation protection whatsoever, so they were all getting affected left and right, which was very, very annoying. As you can see here, this is the prediction of the weather. You do need a weather station, which is this one, to predict the radiation levels, which there's no radiation here. It says uncontaminated rain. It would be green, yellow, or red for the contamination. This one is a drought. There's going to be a drought coming, so you better stack up on water. You can never have enough water. You should always have as much water as possible. Now, there's not a lot of balance from what I can see from this aspect of the game, because the cloth runs out like there's no tomorrow. Absolutely like there's no tomorrow. These buildings here, they are the health bar is low. That's because most of them are destroyed, because I only had 4 villagers. And when you open up this screen, it kind of shows you the rest of your villagers and how you have them in each job. So this all used to be full until I got to the part where I had to build the forum, which is where everybody gets together and tries to... This is basically where you enact decrees. So this one is search for survivors, enact decree. When this is over, we're going to find some survivors, and it's going to add... You build it later down the line. You don't really need this forum. It gives you side missions and all that, which is really nice. Kind of have... Even when you're playing on endless mode, it's nice to have those side objectives to kind of try to navigate through. So... It's not balanced at all. It is really not balanced, because you're going to have to go overboard on the cloth, and you're still not going to have a good time. I don't know why I have so many tailors and not many refiners. You're still not going to have a good time with trying to get the cloth out, sorting it through the scrap. And once radiation takes over and you don't have a grasp over the severity of the damage you can cause, you're done. You're gonna lose the game. So I guess it kind of reminds me of Banished in that aspect, where if you hit winter, the heavy winter, and you don't have enough cloth for I mean clothes for your villagers, they're just all gonna die left and right. You're just gonna lose the game. So it's unforgiving. Once radiation kicks in, it is really unforgiving. You're gonna have to be prepared up the ass. So this is where I build my mine. I have it building, looking for iodine, and then you can have it set to coal, which is really important. At some point, you do have to make sure that you have alternatives to the coal. Krillins here. Killin, sorry. And then you can also have sulfur. Sulfur is used for weapons, ammunition, and these are the watchtowers here. It's important to have watchtowers because occasionally there's going to be enemy entities that are going to be attacking your base. So we're at the drought now. Usually there's an animation of a sandstorm coming through, but not on this instance. And usually every time you see that animation, it's gonna be a drought. This is your weather station, of course, and this is the solar sector collector. This kind of gets solar power and distributes over to the buildings. I'm kind of on a negative surplus. It all gets 5,000. Each building gets 5,000, so it's probably important to make sure that you have at least a few of them to get kind of boost production. So I don't want this recycler to get a worker. I want the cloth one to get a worker. Right? I don't want you to get... And then I want you... Okay, so you're also working. You are not working, so let's put you to work. So there's 3 of them here. They're going to be working. Good. Good. So, of course, you have a farm, and then you have an orchid. An alternative to sorting out scrap to get cloth, you can have a hemp farm. Again, I would have had hemp seeds. So the way that works is you go on a hemp farm and you choose seed, and this is the hemp, aka the weed. So you can make hemp that way. During the tutorial, you cannot do that because you have to build a research station and you have to research expeditions. So you can build the expedition, where is it? Expedition station in order to go explore various ruins. So this one, for example, interesting location. You have to send the expedition there. And that's how you find new seeds, new for the farm. That's how you find new seeds for the orchid. That's how you find new resources, because you do have to be sustainable. Once all the scrap is mined around the world, you're gonna have to find alternative ways to generate coal, because the trees are gonna be the trees may not be gone, but this is not effective at all. You do not collect enough trees that way, but you do need trees for building and researching. I mean, logs, wood. You cannot sacrifice it all for coal. So having an alternative like a mine for coal and for iodine and for metal. So metal is the other problem. I quite honestly haven't figured out how to get metal yet. Oh, actually, you know what? It is on the... Where is it? Technology, electricity. No, that would be resources. Yep, refinery. There we go. Scrap catcher. Scrap catcher is pretty cool. You can have it attached to the scrap yard and kind of catches scrap that way. Upgraded Tailor. Let's upgrade the Tailor actually. So we're gonna go to the Tailor shop. Which one is working? Is this one working? This one's working. We're gonna upgrade it. Bam. So it needs cloth, of course. It needs scrap, and it needs wood. We don't have enough scrap. So now that I have enough villagers, as you can see, the kids are growing up and they're going to be workers. I have 3 settlers that are not doing anything. I'm going to go on the expedition and I'm going to add 5 of them. So I want to show you what the expedition looks like. Let's see. This one looks like it may have some seeds in it. Hopefully it does. We're going to send scouts. So the way it works is the scouts will go and they will explore. And once they explore, you can send you can start the expedition, and then you can kind of decide what they bring back according to what they can carry. Usually sending 5 people is more than enough. If you don't have people in the expedition station, you can just send random settlers that are not doing anything at the moment. So that is essentially the game. You have to keep building houses in order to give homes to your people. You have to keep them repaired, but the builder does that automatically, periodically. So these, again, it's gonna get fixed, but you can actually hit repair next, and that will repair that building next. Or when you're building something, you can click build next, and it will build that building next instead. My main problem is with tutorial. The tutorial is supposed to help people learn the game. I got a good kick out of the tutorial. It taught me a lot. I remember going into the game without playing the tutorial back when it came out as an early access, and I kind of got my ass kicked from the radiation. And again, nothing really changed because I still got my ass kicked from the radiation because I wasn't aware of iodine tablets and making sure that everything is running smoothly. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't do anything about it. Auto saving. I remember I got to the forum, and one of the you cannot, there's missions in the tutorial, and you cannot move on to the next thing unless you complete the thing that is currently requested of you. One of the things currently requested for me was in the forum to enact the birth control decree, which would stop new kids coming into the world. And that was a problem because I was down to 4 fucking villagers. I did not want to fucking do that, so I was stuck there on fast forward, which really is not that much faster. It should have been a little bit faster in my opinion. So I was stuck on that speed, and I was just going and going, I was waiting and waiting and waiting. Finally I saw 2 kids, and then 6 kids, and then 40 kids here. These guys are fucking crazy. They're just giving birth left and right. Make sure you also have a cemetery that is picking up the dead. This thing is full. So what I need to do is build a second cemetery. Maybe destroy this one. There's a sandstorm. It's a cooler animation when it's on fast forward. So the sandstorm is going to slow down everybody. Just keep in mind it does have an effect. So be prepared for everyone working slowly. Oh, this is not full suddenly. Huh. Okay, well, I'm not going to worry about it. We can move around the area and pick up dead bodies from all over the place. I see there's some dead people over there. I'm just gonna change the area there. How is it going with the expedition? Open expedition window. They're still going. Right there. I want to fast forward just for the sake of this, but I don't want to fast forward too much because I don't want my people... Okay, here's the radiation going. While we're waiting for that one, I want to show you the layers here. So we have the radiation layer, shows the layers, the levels of radiation. That constantly changes, so really, if you're thinking, oh, this is a green area, I want to build my camp here. Nope, it's going to change with rain. Sometimes rain is contaminated, so don't even worry about that. On the soil moisture, we're going through a drought right now, so there's not going to be any water. The only reason why there's water here is because I have the irrigation plant here that sacrifices some water to keep these plants alive. You have the attractiveness levels, aka how much people want to stay on those on the houses that you have. These are 9 because I have the shrubs here. The market increases it. The blue stuff increases it. The yellow stuff decreases it. And gray is neutral. And red is unattractive. I don't have anything unattractive. I've pretty much built everything. The mine is not even unattractive. You have electricity. It shows you how much electricity what is producing, how much what needs, and how much the battery has left. This is the this is how many buildings need repair, and that's a lot of buildings. Unless it's demolished like these guys, there's not going to be any health for it. So yeah, they're gray when they're full health, which is pretty cool. And then lastly, you have the building modes. I don't have access to this. I don't know why not, but graphically it's fine. I don't think it's ugly. I don't think it's a looker. I've definitely seen prettier games. Yeah, that was a quick one. This is what there is about the game. If you play the tutorial, do not be too mad if you lose on it. I think the tutorial is supposed to give you a general idea of what the game is about. But then all of a sudden you're going to be like, why is everybody dying from radiation? I have suits for them. I have the contamination posts. They're working overtime. They have a lot of shit. Right? What am I doing wrong? Well, what you're doing wrong is A, you need to mine iodine, and you need to produce iodine tablets, which I need to increase the workforce on this. Yeah. Here we go. Okay, because there's the medic, and then you have the medication, which doesn't do shit, right? You have the medicine, which also doesn't do shit, and then you have the iodine tablets, which definitely are the only things that you should be working on focusing on creating. It's good to have everything. It's good to have the medicine. It's good to have the medication, but yeah, just have iodine tablets. So all you need to do is make sure you have enough iodine production and make sure you have your tailors working overtime, making radiation suits, and unlock the advanced tailor, because you will need to go overtime on that too. So yeah, that's pretty much all you need to worry about on the radiation aspect. So okay, here we go. Open expedition window. We are going to greenhouse. Let's see, configure expedition. So we're gonna need, can I not get, yeah, these guys don't have badges. Oh man, let's see, settler badges, farmer badge. Do I have a farmer badge here? No. Tool, we're gonna have a scrap tool, and then we're gonna have a neck scarf, hopefully. Ration. Okay, well, we're gonna get it needs a herbalist, right? Gatherer, yep. Okay, here we go. We're gonna get Luca up in here. And then, where is the gatherer? Do I have a gatherer? I should have a gatherer. Everybody has a job. I don't see the gatherer. Am I looking? Which one is this? Settler. Yeah, we're gonna get some settlers in there. Cause why not? The main thing is for us to send a farmer there, because there's probably gonna be some seeds for them to get. This is the herbalist. Yeah, that's funny. My old boss name was Rosario. Okay, there's the gatherer, and we're gonna start the expedition. Adapt. Can we get some more rations in there? Sure. Oh, okay, so that ruins the capacity. Yeah, let's do 10. Okay. So now that they're going there, we're gonna have to wait until they... Basically what happens is... I don't know if I can wait for the whole thing, but basically what happens is they get there, you go into a screen. Let's see. Explorers being gathered. Yep. And then... gather up, guys. Come on. We got work to do. I don't want to fast forward too much because I don't want everything to get ruined. At least we're getting some cloth out. These kids, they need to go to school. Yeah, you do have a school to kind of get them acclimated more. What I have them doing right now is handling clothing so that they don't need more. I think... Are these the expedition? No, that's the water carriers. Expedition is traveling. Yay. Here we go. Give me some hemp seeds so I don't have to worry about cloth again. Because then, here's the other thing. When you get hemp seed, when you're able to produce hemp seeds, you have to... where the fuck is it? Yeah, you have to get the hemp weaving mill, which I already have unlocked. I don't know why. I don't have a hemp. But yeah, make sure you have enough researchers here so you can gather more research points. So let's go back to the gathering station, the expedition station. Is traveling, and has it finished traveling? Is waiting for instructions. Okay, let's instruct them. Greenhouse, not very promising. That fucking sucks. Take a look around. Some plants are growing. A farmer either could have really helped us out here. What do you mean? I have a farmer and a... Okay. The farmer is there. Oh, you fucking whore. I guess I'm not understanding. Okay, collect some scrap then. Ah, Jesus. Well, let's just loot and run, I guess. We're getting some scrap and some metal. Wow. Yeah, that wasn't fun. Well, I guess I gotta send these guys here too. So that's how this works. It's very disappointing when you don't get the stuff you thought you were getting, but I thought I sent the farmer there with him. I don't know what happened. I guess I'm not understanding fully. Don't listen to me, kids. So there you have it, guys. This was Endzone World Apart. It's difficult. Once the radiation kicks in, it's gonna fuck you. So you better get ready for it. Be prepared, because you never know what's gonna happen. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna get fucked by the radiation. There's nothing you can do. Eventually, there's gonna be nothing you can do. Everyone's gonna die. There's nothing you can do about it. So there you have it, guys. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Peace.